So, we go up to Sunderland and get spanked 3-0. Great. And I predicted it. I predicted that we're not ready and it was going to be a bit of a farce. I'm going to nail my flag to the mast, as it were, right now and say, get rid of Potter right now. He's not good enough. It's not just this one game. We've had all of last season, well, since he was in charge since last season, and he could hardly buy a win. And the performances were crap. And you've gone in against a team who've just come up and they've pretty much changed their whole squad. And they're going for it. And fair play to Sunderland, they went for it. Now, they kind of sat back in the first half and there are a couple of chances either side, but not much happening. But if you're playing against a team that has just been newly formed, or a squad but that's just been newly formed, and you can't break them down, well, what does that say? That says that you're not ready. You're not drilled. You haven't really got a plan. You're not adventurous enough. You're not attacking enough. You're not positive enough. You're not progressive, aggressive. You're not doing all the things that you should be doing. And this comes down to the players themselves, but also comes down to the direction. And Potter, after the second goal went in, he just looked lost. He looked as if he didn't know what he was doing. He didn't know, as if there was something that was completely wrong within the matrix. And yeah, it was, because you haven't worked it out. You haven't worked it out that you can't coach this bunch of players and they're not playing with any kind of intent, any positivity or any kind of ambition to go forward. It's inaccuracy in passing. It's not quickness of thought. It's not quickness of delivery. There is nothing there that tells me that Potter is the right man to lead this band of misfits to better times. There's no way it's going to happen. You got Chelsea next, and you got Forest, you got Spurs coming up, you got Palace coming up, you got Wolves in the League Cup, and you're telling me that you're going to get a win out of those games? I don't think so. I'll be very, very surprised. It is absolutely fucking awful. That's what it is. It's absolutely fucking awful. And Potter should hang his head in shame over that, because there was no real plan. Late substitutions on again, and you're bringing on Callum Wilson, and you're bringing on, Souček, with a hope of trying to do something. We knew as West Ham fans that the midfield was completely screwed. We've got no pace. We've got no quality in midfield. Yeah, okay, you can say Paqueta, but Paqueta can't do it all by himself. And he's on and off as well. And he's giving the ball away and making mistakes as well. You can't lay all on Paqueta, of course. There needs to be more, needs to be better quality. And you're playing players that haven't really shown themselves to be worthy of a start. And you're leaving players on the bench or even out of the matchday squad who should be there, who have shown a little bit in pre-season. Now, I know what happens in these games, these early games, because it's still the shop window. And there's still a chance that you can put players in, they shine a little bit, and then another team will come in and try and grab them. Rodriguez, for example, right? There might be Paqueta on that list as well. But there's no rationale here. What are we there? Are you there to try and sell a player, or are you there to try and get results for the team, get a performance out of the team? Because you're picking players that are either out of form, or not producing, or they're not fitting within whatever system. We don't have an identity. We don't have any kind of glimmer of hope of any good football right now. I'm watching the game and I'm thinking, this is just crap. This is just much of the same. Nothing's changed. The whole pre-season, yeah, we're all together. Yeah, we're all positive. All the bollocks that it keeps on coming out with. All the bollocks that the club keeps on coming out with. The media team keep on pumping out all this crap on the YouTube channel, on the website about how great we are. Oh, look at us training. And that's all bollocks, because when it comes down to match day, actual match day, we do fuck all. We go up there, And we should have done a lot better in the first half. They changed it all up in the second half and they came at us. And it's the same thing time and time again with West Ham. When we're put under pressure, we crumble. And we crumble big time. We crumble big time against a squad that's just been put together since coming up. This is their first time back in the Premier League in what, 10, 12 years, whatever it's been. We should be putting them to the sword. We should be showing them who's who in the Premier League. But no, they come up, and I said this in my previous video. I said they're going to be hungry for a result. We're not hungry enough. That's the issue. We're not hungry enough. We're not drilled enough. We don't have a proper game plan. And whatever game plan that we're playing, it's just not working. And this all falls down to the manager. He came in and initially I thought I could see what he's doing. But after 1 or 2 games, you could see, hold on, this isn't working. And it just never improved. It got worse and worse and worse. And then we sort of flatlined in this kind of crappy, boring, unproductive, rubbish. And not getting any results. Yeah, we got a couple of results last season that saved our season. That just managed to keep us, above 17th. I don't think we were ever going to get into the bottom 3, but at one stage, there was a chance we could have just crept into it. And I always said, if it wasn't for those other 3 teams last season, we were one of the 3 worst teams in the season. In fact, at one stage, for the latter part of the season, I think we were bottom of the ratings. We were terrible last season, and it started off exactly the same, and no change. There's been no change here. He's got to go. I'm sorry, but he's got to go. I know this is right, the game, first game of the season. I would always say, give a manager 10 games of the season, but you can't just keep on doing this. You can't just wait 10 games now. It's just too important, and especially after you've had 6 months, 7 months of the previous season. You've got data on this manager. You've got data on the way he coaches the players, on his tactics, and for the most part, it just doesn't work. Now, you could say if it didn't work in terms of performances, but it was working in terms of results, then you'd say, okay, fine, but at least we're getting the results, right? And then if you want to be brave and take the club in a new direction because, hey, we don't want to play boring football, but we're still getting the results, you could do it after a couple of years, 2 or 3 seasons when we won something. Okay, fine, let's go in a different direction. You could say that was the argument for Moyes going, right? But here, it's just terrible football. We're not getting results. He looks bereft of ideas. The club are all over the place in terms of, buying players that we just don't need really, or we need them, but they're not priority players or priority positions. And we're buying players in a system that is clearly failing. And what about the players that we've already got? Why can't you coach them? A great manager is able to bring brand new players or go address new players that he's not worked with before and start playing together. What about the Sunderland manager? He's got all these new players in. And he's got them playing, singing to his tune. He's playing to his tune. First half, they were solid. They were compact. They had a couple of goes on goal as well. Good and neat interchange of passing. We did the same a little bit. We were looking the better of the 2 teams, no doubt. But the second half, they just completely flipped the switch. And they came at us. And as soon as they came at us, put crosses in, that's it. We're all over the place. Midfield, poor. Defensively, poor. Not good enough going forward. We were too obvious going forward. They could see us coming a mile off. They worked us out very, very quickly, and that's the problem. As soon as we get worked out, we've got nothing else. We've got nothing else to offer. And the new keeper, what the fuck was all that about? This new keeper, £15 million. Yeah, he's going to be great. Yeah, you give him the number 1 shirt. What does that say to Areola? That's a big kick in the teeth for Areola as well. Then all of a sudden you put him in, he lets 3 goals in. 3 goals in that he should have done a lot better, a hell of a lot better. And you think, what was he doing? He's not exactly commanding his box. He's not really screaming and shouting at the defenders saying, come on, let's get organised. There's nothing there. Now, it could be, okay, fine, it could be just a one-off game where he's really poor, but it's not a great start. This is not a fantastic start for him at all. And you're telling me that he's the number one above Areola. Do me a favour. Potter, you've got this completely wrong. You've absolutely got this completely wrong. And if you're gonna stay in this club, if you're gonna stay in this league or keep us in this league, you've got to change it up. You've got to get the players playing more attacking football, more progressive football, and it's got to be crisper, sharper. It's got to be quicker, a lot quicker. The turnovers have got to be a lot quicker. The closing down's got to be a lot quicker. You've got to be getting a higher work rate out of these players. And if they don't get that instruction from you, guess what? They're not going to do it. Don't worry about building up from the back. Don't worry about all this transition football bollocks that you keep on talking about. I'll tell you what, why don't we just get the ball up the field to the players who can make a difference? Why don't we get our creative flair players and our attacking players to do something with the ball? What about having players on the ball or on the field that can actually run and run fast? We haven't got that. We are a ship without a captain. Or I tell you what, we are a ship with a captain, but I tell you what, the captain is asleep in his quarters. That's it. We are screwed. If there's one game that can sum up our season, it's this game, that we have no bite, and we are just soft. We've got a soft underbelly. That's what it is. Got a soft underbelly without any bite. West Ham are massive? I don't think so. There was once just a little glimmer that we could be. Not anymore. Not anymore. For me, Potter, you've got to go. He's got to go. Even after one game. I know a lot of you are going to say, oh, mass overreaction. It isn't. It is an overreaction because you've got to think about what we were doing last season. He's had all pre-season. He's brought these players in, and it's just not effective enough. Just not enough. Not good enough. Not from all the players. Not good enough. Let us know what you think. If you like what I do, keep on watching the videos, and I'll catch you again. But well, at least Liverpool looked good, didn't they? Quite a few other teams look good, apart from West Ham. That is. Ta-da.